What is going on, guys? Samuel World from Samuel One World Productions here. Back with another top 10 list for you all today. As now to my series of videos I've been doing, I'm not here to talk about the top 10 best movies of 2005. I hope y'all enjoying this very series so far. I'm having a blast doing it, so let's talk about another fantastic year for movies. One that's actually pretty difficult to put together, but I was able to find 10 great movies, and ones I'll mention, so hope you all enjoyed the list. I did the ones for 1996, 2004, if you guys have not checked that out. And I'm ready to do this, but of course, before we get to the actual list, let's get into the honorable mentions. The film stars still amazing. They just did not quite make the list, and those honorable mentions are Jarhead, Serenity, The Proud Family Movie, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Cinderella Man, Wedding Crashers, Ice Princess, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and these were probably the last two biggest cuts that I definitely hated that I had to leave on this list, but they're still amazing movies. But I did fortunately leave off the 40-year-old version and the Clowns, and not again the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Again, all fantastic movies, just not quite, but those last two especially were painful cuts on the list. But hope you all enjoy the list. Let me know yours down below. So let's get to the list, shall we? Now I did my back and forth on what was going to be my number 10 on this list, but in the end, I decided to go with Wah. That's what I did, but number 10 is Kim Possible movie, still the drama. Now, again, I fucking love Kim Possible. Kim Possible is definitely my favorite Disney Channel shows and one of the best animated shows, period. Honestly, it's definitely one of the shows that, to be honest, I feel has gotten aged better with time. It's definitely gotten better the more you think about it. It's definitely one of the shows that was definitely a little ahead of its time. That like it kind of feels like your typical superhero show that was you trying to balance her age and identity with her, trying to be a normal student, but it does that pretty well and definitely very unique. And I imagine having such incredibly likable characters. And this was definitely a and while I get into details, this was definitely a game-changing movie for the actual show. This is what one of those movies that actually have actual reasons for especially some of Ron Kid's relationship and what goes on with a lot of these characters afterwards. And you really feel the actual dramatic tension, and you get probably some of the best action set pieces to kind of show some incredible dramatic and some very satisfying sequences as well. Yeah, it just really would. If we end up getting another season after this would have been a perfect amount. Thankfully, the other season didn't end up ruining it, but anyway, this is still a fantastic movie that really does have some great changes with the franchise going forward. These characters are very interesting and really great directions, and overall, just a fantastic movie in general. Now, coming in at number 9, we have another movie that I also feel has definitely aged better with time, honestly. So it ends not actually on this list, and that is Peter Jackson's King Kong. King Kong. Not gonna lie, if this film definitely wasn't as long as it was, honestly, I feel this film probably would have been much higher on this list. Not that I think it drags, honestly, it's just sometimes you're not in the mood for like these type of very long movies, honestly, and of course, just say, oh, you just like long movies, like I Love Lord of the Rings, and it's Peter Jackson talking about, but sometimes I'm not in the mood to like watch an incredible long movie, honestly, but it's still pretty well, honestly. Again, I feel this is that movie that I feel gets better with age, honestly. Like, you got incredible visual effects, especially from King Kong himself. You got great performances from the cast, especially from Naomi Watts, Adrian Brody, and especially Jack Black. And you also got Andy Serkis as well, delivering a great performance as actual Kong itself. This is easily the best adaptation and characterization we have gotten of Kong yet. It's probably the best thing we ever seen of King Kong in a live-action movie, or any movie in general, honestly. Honestly, it has a really compelling narrative, honestly. It has great spectacle to it. It has gorgeous and incredible cinematography. Peter Jackson took around loud, so no surprise there. Honestly, again, it's not, again, it is clocking 3 hours, and it doesn't feel like 3 hours. It is paced pretty well. Though it is a runtime that sometimes would, honestly, wasn't for how long it was. It probably would have been at least a couple spots higher on this list, but overall, still, I can deny how amazing this movie is, and how much it definitely has gotten people gotten to appreciate it so much more as time went on. And honestly, for good reason. And we get to another movie that might be at a time, maybe from a little bit of nostalgia, because I also watched movies so often growing up, honestly, but it's another movie I feel like also has gotten better with time, at least for me at least. That is the original Madagascar. Yes, I put Madagascar on the best list here. Not sure if I'm the only one that's going to have Madagascar on the best films of 2005 list, but here I am. But yeah, I've always loved Madagascar movies. Like, I grew up watching all these movies consistently and so often, especially with this one at least. Like, it definitely is based on the story basically having a lion, zebra, a giraffe, and a hippo basically, which have really good friends. We also got a great talented voice cast here. And Ben Stiller, Chris Rock, Damon Schwimmer, and Jada Pinkett Smith, who all deliver and really bring these characters to life, honestly. And they all kind of have great arcs and really interesting characters that you enjoy throughout. Right, honestly, and basically what once in the park, then like an incident that happened, they end up being boxes, and after that incident, they end up stranding on Madagascar. And the conflict's really natural, and everything happens very natural. The interactions with these characters are great. You really do feel they are friends, honestly. You get some highly hilarious moments, especially that sugar high iced tea line that gets me every time. Kim and Julian's also a fun supporting character here as well. And the four main leads, Alex, Marty, Gloria, and Melvin, are all fantastic. Fantastic, they all develop pretty well and have fun interactions with each other. And of course, you have the penguins here, which was definitely interesting. Which honestly, they definitely do steal the show for the time they have on this movie. They weren't really like in your face, honestly, but they do have some amazing and hilarious moments in this movie. And it never really actually felt stale on, and despite them being focused in other movies and also having their own like, movie as well and also a TV show, they never actually felt like they were so in your face, honestly. And I like the Minions, you actually do enjoy them, you never get sick of them because they are just fun ancient characters that I was like, I have a parody a little bit, but that's kind of the point that makes them so much fun to watch, honestly. But yeah, I used to watch it so many times growing up, and and of course, again, I still have like I like to move and just get me out of my head sometimes, like. But yeah, the original Madagascar, I think of those four movies which I Madagascar, it's probably my favorite, honestly. So I do enjoy all of them, but I think the more I talk around, the more I come to appreciate this movie so much more, and overall, it is a childhood classic for a good reason, in my opinion. Now, we get to another childhood classic on mine, and it's definitely been one that a lot of people think this movie shouldn't be this high, but yeah, there's a reason why people still love the movie to this very day. Going number 7, we have the original Sky High. Yeah, it's definitely putting a movie like this on this high on this list, but I've always loved Sky High, honestly. I was like, a great concept. I mean, a superhero school where you saw people with different powers is like, how can it not be a fun movie? And it is a fun movie with very interesting, like, characters, so kids to go through good arcs throughout the movie. It feels like a high school drama-esque, but the fun high school drama-esque as well. Find out you got some very compelling characters, some really nice, great motivations for a lot of them, great back and forth between them, and nice early performance of Daniel Padbaker. You know, you got just a fun teen high school movie that delivers on the drama, delivers on the comedy, delivers on some decent effects, and just it's a great, hilarious, fun ride all around that still holds up very well. And honestly, there's a reason why people still want a sequel to this movie 18 years later. Now, coming in at number 6, we got a film that I've always enjoyed, but definitely grown to appreciate so much more RP viewings, and that is Corpse Bride, which is done by Mike Johnson and Tim Burton. And this is definitely one of his best movies. And this is definitely one of both of his best movies, honestly. Honestly, it's a giant, it's a stop motion animated musical fantasy movie involving two people, but by Johnny Depp, of course again, Tim Burton, Johnny Depp, and Helena Bonham Carter. Honestly, and just this movie is just, it's a very weird movie, but a great movie. A great weird movie, honestly, because it has fantastic great animation. It's a great job really developing these two characters who go through a lot of interesting stuff throughout the movie, and it's very weird, a lot of stuff happens, but it's great weird, it's spooky, odd, but in the best possible way. Yeah, feels like what a Tim Burton movie is. While he's known for being like Star Wars stumps, and this is one of those that definitely feels a lot more stumps, as they do really care about the characters and what they go on here. It's also pretty hilarious, filled with so much heart, and the music is also great as well. So the movie has all the right ingredients for a great Tim Burton movie, and it's my opinion one of his best. Now we're at top 5, people, and we get to probably going to be one of the best, if not the best, LGBT movie that we got to this Oscars for. It's now a bit more prominent nowadays, honestly, and when it was kind of rare to get any of these movies, honestly. So it feels very interesting to go back to one, and that is Brokeback Mountain. Well, the movie has kind of come to butt a lot of jokes if you really think about it in some areas. Mostly because of the name and certain sequences that got in memes. It's a really heartfelt movie, honestly. It's a fantastic LGBTQ plus movie. We got Heath Ledger, rest in peace, and Jake Gyllenhaal. Pretty much two gay cowboys that they end up kind of meeting and falling in love. And again, their chemistry is very natural. You do feel like these characters would love each other. And you tell they really do want to be together, but obviously circumstances outside of control, and them just themselves, basically ends up happening. And it's really these two characters that have fantastic chemistry that really do elevate this movie, and they make the emotional scenes really hit. Of course, you got the iconic "I wish I knew how to quit you." That match is also one of Jake Gyllenhaal's best performances, in my opinion. And the other acting is pretty good. Oh, Kate Mara and Michelle Williams also being great as well. As well, have conflicts that actually make a lot of sense, and you really do feel, and the ending really hits. Like, that ending is just... Yeah. Yeah, I know this is kind of mean in some areas, but I still do love Brokeback Mountain. And, I don't know if I was, as right now, honestly, it probably might still be the best LGBT plus movie that we have done so far. I might have to think about that a bit, but it's definitely up there, that's for sure. And now we get to a really cool movie coming in at number 4, and that is the original Sin City. Sin City. A movie based on the popular comic from Frank Miller that really is probably one of the most favorite adaptations out there from what I tell, and it's just... This is definitely one of the most stylistic, amazing movies you will ever watch. Like, it definitely feels like you're watching a comic book come to life in a lot of these movies, in this movie, and it has one of the most impressive visual styles of any comic movie out there, and it absolutely works. It works. Like, the visuals and stylists is definitely what elevates the movie so pretty well, honestly. Quite that got great performances from everyone pretty much involved, from Jessica Alba, Benicio del Toro, Brittany Murphy, Clive Owen, Bruce Willis. And the stories themselves are very compelling throughout, and you definitely compelled of what goes on throughout the movie. Again, you also got a pretty stacked cast here. Again, like I said, everyone does fantastic with the working material here. Yeah, and the characters are definitely very interesting throughout, and you get some badass action set pieces, some amazing music, and a great soundtrack, fantastic editing, and again, that visual style, chef's kiss. Yeah, again, it's still one of the best combat movies ever made, honestly, and so the reason why people still love to talk about this movie to this very day. It's unfortunate Steele didn't really do much to elevate it, but to match the sense of this movie, but it was at least we'll get the original. And now we get to another animated movie in number 3. I feel like anime movies always make them useless, honestly, but when animation is good, it can get really good. But number 3, we got one of the best DreamWorks movies, but also probably one of the best, if not the best, animated movie that we have gotten. And that is Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. And Wallace and Gromit is a very classic series and everything, with shorts and other stuff, and this was I believe their first film adaptation. And there's a reason, and Billy is also getting a sequel apparently, if I remember correctly, but I'm just kind of wondering, and I'm definitely very excited about that if it's matching this quality success, honestly. It's kind of what you expect from Wallace Gone with the characters, the humor, the tension, the funniness, the visual gags, like it's a very simple movie. Yeah, it's not one of those movies where it's very simple, but it's really the writing, the characters, the back and forth between the chemistry and the actual story itself. What's not the most unique in the world, it's how it's told and how it's written. It's one of what elevates it. Again, I also grew up with this movie. I always love some iconic moments here, especially towards the third act. Again, it's definitely one of my opinion, one of the best DreamWorks best movies, and also one of Armin's best. Is it? Yeah, I believe it is Armin's best movie, honestly. So, yeah, if you have not seen this movie, I definitely recommend it. And yeah, we get to the top 2, and these are probably always going to be definitive top 2, honestly. I didn't make this list, these were going to be the 2 movies that were going to be my top 2, and I was right. And coming number 2, we have the start of one of the best trilogies ever, and that is Batman Begins. Batman Begins. The film is basically about Batman back on the map, because before this, you never know when if we're ever gonna get one, because Batman and Robin came out. Went there, and then there's gonna be another movie, and that got canceled. That movie basically kind of ruined the name of Batman, honestly. So, but then for Christopher Nolan trying to realize what actually makes Batman, well, Batman, and this is one of the few actions that they honestly actually focuses on Batman. Honestly, considering to the other movies, they do kind of focus a little too much on the villains. Even Dark Knight's kind of guilty of that, honestly, which I don't have a problem with the Dark Knight, but it's definitely noticeable. But this actually focuses on Batman. His origin story, though while you obviously know it, they tell it very greatly well here with Christian Bale, who in my opinion is the best Bruce Wayne and Batman that we have gotten. And he delivers on both fronts, honestly. It's always been great. Like, I always kind of actually kind of underrated as Batman, honestly, if I'm being honest. I don't know, I'm probably saying much more about Bruce Wayne than Batman. And well, in some areas, yes, but I actually don't mind the Batman. And it's got Liam Neeson playing with Al Ghul, you got Scarecrow here as well, you got fantastic action set pieces, you got great origin story that really tells a story about this character, what he goes through, and you get some great surprises here as well, especially toward the third act. Find out with an amazing score as well, and really haunting ending. You all around got a movie that's definitely one of the best adaptations of the Batman that we have gotten. It's moved out again. It's another masterpiece by Christopher Nolan. Like again, another movie makes this list. What a shock! Spoiler, like I said, something I don't know. And spoilers is that Nolan is gonna make this list. But yeah, that begins. But probably the best origin story superhero that we have ever gotten. Honestly, probably will get. And it was the Star Wars. In my opinion, one of the, in that way with Lord of the Rings, is probably the best trilogy of all time. And now, we get to what is my #1 favorite movie of 2005. A film that honestly, I consider the best comedy film ever made. This film I consider to be my favorite comedy of all time. And that's my friends. Is Kiss, Kiss, Bang Bang. Kiss, Kiss, Bang Bang. Yeah, you can tell #1 is Kiss, Kiss, Bang Bang. Which was Robert Downey Jr., Val Kilmer, Michelle Monaghan, and is the directorial debut of Shane Black. Of course, after this did Iron Man 3 and The Nice Guys, and I don't know the Predator, but we don't talk about the Predator here. And this film with Jay Black really has a lot of promises. Show that he really has great promise as a director, because he nailed it so great as a movie, honestly. It did take me to actually like watch the movie. I remember when I watched it the first time, I was actually blown away by it, and the more I got back to it, the more I love it. The more I love the unique style that it takes, how it's kind of like self-aware and kind of does the focus well in some areas, which is pretty hilarious. Got Rob Downey Jr. obviously before he was Iron Man, and before he ended up having much better as Iron Man, and he was fantastic here. Definitely one of his best performances since Tony Stark, in my opinion. And his back and forth with Val Kilmer is amazing. His back and forth with Michelle Monaghan is amazing. And the mystery itself is actually pretty compelling, actually. And it does have nice surprises here as well. But again, like I said, it's a comedy. Again, this movie is my favorite comedy of all time. I don't think any movie has made me go back so hard than this movie. And that guy that's a lot towards a lot of movies, so that's saying something. When a movie makes me laugh, it makes me go like, maybe I'll let you in a bit, but I don't think any of you feel like that as Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It's also a comfort movie in my opinion. It's like one of those movies like you can just put on and just have a great 10 minutes. I'm not gonna get very mystery, I can get some great back and forth between these characters, I can get some great music, some nice laughs, some action set pieces, some surprises that you would not expect from a movie like this. So as a whole, that is why Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is my #1 favorite movie of 2005. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed me talking about my top 10 best movies of 2005. Let me know down below in the comment section what are your thoughts on this movie, if you have these movies, and let me know what are your favorite movies of 2005. I would love to know down below in the comment section. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm definitely working on, obviously, I'm excited to see where this channel goes going forward, honestly. I'm gonna you ever want to see content coming very soon, a lot of these more videos coming very soon, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching, I truly appreciate it. I am Sarah One World Sarah Productions. I will see you next time, as always. Stay cool, but peace.